10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team, ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to I-League Season 3. We have Vici Gaming versus LGD Gaming, Shell 8 versus Ice and Co. Winner will go to the grand finals tomorrow, skipping past that lower bracket fiasco that you'll have against Team Malaysia. And of course, I'm not going to be alone for this broadcast. I'm going to be here with Blaze. I'm Lysander myself, and we're going to be bringing you English broadcasts. Hello, Blaze.
Yeah, looking forward to Game 2. Obviously, Game 1 just had it all, really. In the terms of what Vici Gaming brought to the table in particular, like, the entire game was turned on its head by one amazing Roche fight set up by Ice. The mid-game stage was carried very well by How and Super, just farming really well, using what items they had to make some really big things happen. And the late game was actually defined by the supports in this case. The pickoffs found by Fenrir and FY was just immaculate, and they were exactly what they needed to find their opening and finish the game off. So across the board, Vici Gaming played really well in every single role, and of course they're still the favorites going into this next game, being up 1-0. So yeah, LGD, I mean, they have a lot to answer for, they have a lot to build themselves up for. They do get first pick here, but I'm not sure what pick would really define the draft. We'll see what the director has in store for us.
He did really turn a lot of fights with that Witch Doctor last game. Despite our doubts, he still managed to actually pull out some really big team fights, full duration death wards twice, I think. Really turned those fights around. Of course, he had a little bit of help here from How as well as Super diving deep, but it was still pretty spectacular to watch, and hell, now he will get that respect ban on the Witch Doctor, and we have Gyrocopter being taken out. So something fresh here. I say fresh, but Wisp, so Tiny coming.
Yeah, so most likely. I mean, Sylar, really good Tiny, obviously, and the combo with the Wisp could be insane. MMY plays a really good Wisp, and no matter what they end up synergizing with it, it's going to be very powerful. But Vici Gaming, knowing this as the first pick, have a lot of ways they can respond. There are some really good supports in particular that are strong against it. The Ancient Apparition could stop the healing effects. There's a number of supports with good AoE stuns to counteract. They relocate offensively. And yeah, just in general, it's all about making sure that you can focus down that Wisp and burn him down quickly. There's still a lot of good heroes in the pool as well. Queen of Pain, Shadow Fiend if you just want to really execute on your lanes and fulfill your obligations, but Beastmaster is going to be the pickup here, and Disruptor is going to be the second option. So already having a good kind of global map sense with the Hawk Vision,
the Tiny,
and then they can just go for the Glimpse back. Yeah, it's pretty convenient here, I think.
Beastmaster is great against Tiny because he'll try to go BKB and then he'll try to go BKB and then you have your Beastmaster there waiting for him. But I think the reason why Tiny Wisp is the, well, he's always been a strategy, but I think it's good, this strategy, because it's one of the ratty combos that you can pull off that is actually really strong at clashing with your enemy as well, because the greatest counter to Death Ball is ratting or split pushing, for use of an official term. And Tiny combo is actually good with both fighting, defending, as well as split pushing. So I think that's why it's been one of the more popular strategies as of late. But it has its really big drawbacks, especially the game yesterday, where there was a Drow Viper. Was that? Yeah, Drow Viper against the Tiny Wisp, and it was horrendous for the Tiny because he was just walking on the spot, getting shot by frost and poison alike. So yeah, LGD might want to consider getting something else. Chaos Knight, you know, I don't know. I want to see some CK.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's so many heroes that can go with the Wisp here. It is not obligated to Tiny alone. It's probably the highest synergy you can find, but if you feel that you're getting countered too much or it's not the game for it, then you definitely don't have to go for it. So they're going to go with a hero that doesn't involve the Wisp pretty much at all right now, and just go for the Shadow Fiend. Other than the fact that IO will be looking to control the runes, which Shadow Fiend will be centralized around perhaps the mid lane, there's really nothing else that you have to read into this pick. It's just a really good pick that we're probably going to be seeing maybe do a lot of work with, since it's one of his top heroes. It's like among his top 2. He plays it really well. He executes well in the lane, and they're flexible. They can run the Shadow Fiend in the safe lane and run the dual lane with the Wisp mid, or they can still run the Shadow Fiend mid, and IO can focus more of a reserve build. We sometimes see Soul Ring for the Wisp, and that's pretty good. And just in general make things happen. But banning out the Bristleback, I think they're going to leave Tiny in the pool and ban out another Wisp hero along with the Bristleback.
Yeah, and the thing with the Beastmaster and the Disruptor, it really puts your Wisp strategy at risk. You have that Storm Spirit nearly out of the question. You could still go for it, but at great risk, especially against Disruptor. You have that Tiny, which is also countered by Beastmaster, Disruptor, because anything that restricts your movement as a Tiny Wisp usually causes a lot of issue. And Disruptor is one of the best at that movement manipulation. Well, area control. He's great at area control, and well, that's why I say CK. But CK has a lot of drawbacks: the inability to flash farm, mana problems, a whole slew of things, and the fact that Lion isn't banned out. So we can see them just running the Wisp as a utility in this case. Like you said, run that with the Shadow Fiend. You know, it still could work. Run it with Bristleback, but he's banned. Okay.
Yeah, in this case they do decide to ban out the Tiny, so taking those 2 heroes off the board, I would say those are the 2 biggest threats for IO to kind of synergize with, but again, there are a lot of heroes that can be synced up, and they can find opportunities at the global map movement. One of my personal favorites right now is Ursa, but with the kinetic field, with the Boar Slow, with the Primal Roar, it's still, no matter what you go, one hero is going to be countered out pretty effectively. And,
it's kind of like the run at people thing that Tiny does, you know, it's... It doesn't work as well against Beastmaster and Disruptor. Maybe you grab a Legion Commander or an Abaddon to deal with the Beastmaster stun. I think it could really work, but it doesn't feel very LGD. You know, it feels more like something Gorblack would do. You know, or Cloud9.
Yeah, Cloud9 definitely comes to mind. There,
Legion,
Bone7's some major dispels with the press the attack, and I think that that's a really good counter to those longer duration disables. But all the same, I think they're mostly going to be looking for a hero that they can put the IO behind, in the sense that essentially they can farm aggressively with one of their heroes and have IO ready to relocate them out at any point. So even if you get caught by the Roar, unless the glimpse timing is absolutely perfect, you can still relocate back to safety in the well and just sacrifice the Wisp. So they might go a little greedy here. We'll see Vici's tempo, but right now they've got a good duo of supports with the Disruptor and Skywrath, a lot of silence online.
It does set up for a really good Void pick as well.
Sure.
I think Void is a very good potential pick here. It will further counter the Wisp strategy here from LGD, and I'm thinking maybe LGD go for something vanilla here. Just go for Lion or Shaker.
Yeah, there you go. Vengeful Spirit works out pretty well. Negative armor is what you're looking at right now. So you've got the Presence of the Dark Lord, the Wave of Terror. Very similar to what we saw in the hands of Vici Gaming last time they had these 2 picks. So Slaughter did come to mind last draft. It's not really as popular in China, though. It's getting much more popular in the West, but China, I still think it's viable, and I'm sure they do too. But as far as like how well practiced Slaughter is, it's not been a recent pick. Not very commonly anyways.
I think it's going to be a bad idea. Slaughter into Beastmaster. Slaughter into Skywrath Burst, Disruptor, Glimpse, all that. You really need BKB, and you don't usually get it that fast because Slaughter doesn't flash farm that well. So you have to choose between Blink and BKB. It's usually not a choice you want to make. So, if you want to go something like a Slaughter, you might as well go Ursa. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's different options. I mean, there's different values to each pick, but Queen of Pain is still in the pool, surprisingly. They banned out the Undying and the Broodmother, and they left in the Queen of Pain. So the Queen of Pain is going to come through, and in response to 3 intelligence heroes that are very reliant on their big mana pools, especially the Sky and the Queen of Pain, Nyx Assassin comes on through. He's going to reflect some AoE damage. He's going to burn a lot lot of mana. He's going to cause a lot of problems, and it should be a pretty good offlane option if they want to go that route.
5 seconds remaining.
Do you go anti-mage here? It still looks like you'll get destroyed.
Yeah, I would not say anti-mage would actually be a terrible pick for LGD, I think. I mean, Sylar... No, I mean, you get silenced 2 different ways, maybe 3 with the Orchid. You get roared, you get controlled so well, and honestly, with the pure damage and physical damage from Queen of Pain and Beastmaster, it's not like you're even mitigating that much with the spell shield. I like the idea of mana bombs, but I don't think that it's got to be the anti-mage here. In fact, they just banned out the Juggernaut. They're worried about the physical damage because Disruptor and Skywrath aren't the highest armor heroes.
LGD should. I think they're
yes, PL would be good. I think PL would be really, really good actually.
And
I wholeheartedly agree.
You should go Void. They have the perfect team for Void right now.
Yeah, I think that's actually perfect. Spot on. I mean, yeah, we're going to be seeing, I guess Vici picked first though, right? So
it's Void and then PL probably. It would be the smart choice. I think the other options that we consider. Oh, what? Okay, they banned it themselves.
Yeah, I mean, Vici had first pick. They could have taken the PL themselves too. It's a really good pick. Yeah, and both Hao and Sylar need their heroes.
So we get a Sylar Morphling maybe? Sylar Morphling, Bear?
Not against the Skywrath, I think. It's just Silence is still too good against it.
Bear. Just throwing ideas out there. Well, Bear doesn't do well with Io, so what would he have left? Sven? Ursa?
Yeah, Sven's cool? Good, definitely.
Something cool we haven't thought about yet?
5 seconds.
They could run Nyx mid. Alchemist? Okay, yeah, Alchemist could work. Whoa!
Nice. Razor, okay. Razor. So I was thinking about this a little bit earlier. I wasn't sure if it would come into play because of the positioning control that Vici offer, but if you, so theoretically, you get that tether movement speed boost, you get the extra effective HP that Razor can get from the overcharge, then Razor can actually do pretty well here. It's great counter to the Lifestealer with the static link. It's a hero that doesn't really care about his spells being silenced, like he wants a Plasma Field and Eyeless Storm, and that's about it. Still going to be focused mostly on right clicks and mostly on movement. And if he can get a BKB at a good time and they can coordinate pretty well, I could see Razor actually doing a lot of work here. So I thought about it. It didn't really feel like Sylar's pick, but in response to the Lifesteal, it's really good.
Definitely. It's it felt wrong with the pick previous, but I think Razor would have been a good response to Void anyway.
Okay.
So, yeah, Razor IO isn't something you're used to seeing, but Tether, heavy movement speed is never a bad thing, especially on heroes like Razor. So, we'll see how it works out. I'm sure it's up to Vici Hao to actually stay away from the Razor till the fight is starting proper. And he does have a lot of jump options here if the Beastmaster decides to get Blink as well. So it's nice. We'll see how he plays his Beastmaster. So Vici, on the Radiant side, we have Super Queen of Pain. We have Beastmaster played by Jal, also known as Ice. Fenrir on that Skywrath Mage, pretty mask on his face right now. We have Disruptor played by FY God. And we have Hao on that Lifestealer. So the Lifestealer, interesting choice. Why would you pick Lifestealer actually?
Well, they definitely thought Wisp is most commonly paired with a strength hero. That's just the generally speaking. CK, Tiny. I thought Alchemist was actually a pretty good pick for Sylar. So I think the Feast is really good against strength heroes and higher HP heroes.
Yeah,
but even with that not coming into play, you still have a couple of ways to get into the fight with Infest. You have like the Beastmaster Hawk, you have the Queen of Pain Blinken. Infest bombs are going to be huge. And then also you can kill the Nyx a lot easier than most heroes. Slark and Lifestealer are the two best heroes to kill off a Nyx Assassin, because you don't have to worry about the Spike Carapace hardly at all. So I think that's a really strong pick.
So thinking about the lanes here. Alright, so LGD, we have Yao playing the Nyx Assassin off lane. We have Sylar on that Razor. We have a level 1 team fight going on here. It's kind of like a team squabble, not really a fight going on. Joe, that's a triple man call. Axis here onto the LGD squad. That's gonna be Sylar taking first blood, and now Ice will fall. That's Sylar. 2 kills for him now. Shell 8 doesn't have the stun here. FY gonna be running away from the Razor. Does he have the movement speed? There is Plasma Field, but not gonna happen. Plasma Field is one hell of a spell in the early game. 2 for 2 in the early stages, but we do have double kill as well as first blood going to Sylar here. And yeah, he will be playing the Razor. We'll finish up the introductions. We have Vengeful Spirit played by Shao 8. Maybe playing that Shadow Fiend. And last but not least, the Io. Also falling to the Skywrath, played by MMY. He did manage to pick his bottle though. That was the biggest thing, I think. Oh no, it could be a kill here. One more right click. Okay, no.
Yeah, I'm not going to dive it. So, right now there's a couple of ways that fight played out. And a couple of ways you can look at it. One thing is that while LGD got first blood and the double kill kind of focused on the Razor, Vici Gaming did get both bounty runes. So the Beastmaster and the Lifestealer. we're able to get that extra golden experience, and that's really nice. But I think that Sylar still might be able to profit from it a little bit more if he gets the phase boots out as fast as I expect he will. He's already got the boots of speed, already has the blades of attack, and phase boots on like a level 3 Razor, like get out of here. It's just going to do so much work against this Queen of Pain. I mean, yeah, she'll have Blink to break the link, but it's just...
Yeah.
He has a pretty great advantage in this top lane, so we'll see if the mid and bottom lane is enough to make up for it, because interestingly enough, Ice is running Beastmaster mid and is going for a Call of the Wild build this time.
Yeah, it's kind of like a swap around. The level 2 boar is really strong to punish the SF, especially competing for last hits. You have that combined damage with the boar. You can really dish out a lot and get last hits in. And we have the Scarif attacking the Venge here, so Fenrir as well as the super lane on the top lane.
And look at this Ice micro, just blocking off this spawn. I think he's going to move the Hawk over in just a second here, and this is going to make it so they don't have the pull camp available, which would be huge. Oh, doesn't
just
actually.
Kidding.
Just sets it around, and it's not really. Just getting a little bit of vision.
Does the Hawk block it?
Yeah, it would if it was in the right spawn box, but he keeps on moving it to that position, so it looks like he's just focused on vision, knowing when the supports are rotating instead.
So they're serving as a little ward here.
Oh, and now it dies. Oh, well. Kobolds, or wolves, I guess they're called, whatever. But yeah, at this point, it's going to be easier for them to zone out super up top now that Xiao 8 is level 2, because essentially he can actually start trying to trade hits every once in a while, and actually Fenrir, a nice flank. No, it'll be okay mid. But yeah, essentially what you do is Sylar starts with the static link, super blinks away when that happens to break it immediately, and then for 15 seconds he can't go back because he can't dodge a magic missile anymore. So
that's the
it's
mechanic
actually
of Queen of Pain lane. You want to force out his blink so that he can't play aggressive against you. Yeah. And like you said, level 3 Razor with face boots, pretty absurd. I love the golden helmet on Razor, the static link, so it just fits so well, gold and blue. And
like that dress, right?
Is heavily punished by Razor's passive as well, if he got any points in it.
So yeah, we've got Bottle coming out, Sylar getting full mana, full HP, ready to rock and roll, maybe punishing back Fenrir if he steps out too far here. So in the meantime though, it's pretty much free farm for the Lifestealer down bottom. How doing a really good job maximizing his CS, getting 20, nope, just 19 under towers. He misses one, but yeah, he's gonna have his phase boots too and kind of making it up.
Plasma field.
Yeah.
And super, does he have blink? Yeah, he does, so he will blink away, 1300 range. Easy for him. And Fenrir, yeah, I think it's about time he just moved to the bottom and punished the Nyx. It's not a good lane for him. Or maybe he goes roaming on mid lane, I don't know. But top lane seems like a death trap for him that Queen of Pain will have to deal with.
Yeah, so we're going to see Boars and Concussive Shot maybe going up against the Shadow Fiend here, just trying to keep him off of the runes. If he goes out in the river, far from home, far from tower, then he's going to have some real issues. So Ice gets a guaranteed bounty rune, Disruptor covers up the DD bottom, and they might be able to make a play against the Nyx. Yao's been holding his skill points, but good glimpse play with the kinetic field. I think they can go, yeah, double damage, and he will go for the Carapace early, but still going to take a lot of hits here, and the glimpse back should be enough to guarantee the kill.
He's out of range. He's out of range. One more hit.
Oh, got him.
Okay. Yeah, very close there.
And up top, we're going to see Xiao 8 in a bad spot here. Shadow Strike as well as Concussive Shot, dealing the damage, but they're just going to leave him at that.
Blinking would have been death. Plasma field at level 3. Yeah. So trading his life for the Venge would not have been worth it. And he decides against it, so Xiao 8 will live.
Ooh, bottom, glimpse back, FY! Oh, what a good flank. And even if the TP wasn't cancelled, it would have been the same result. He would have been glimpsed back home, so just gets on the road as quick as he can. And we're going to see a nice Observer Ward play from FY2 up on this high ground here. This is really easy to know when the Nyx is trying to Vendetta gank. And as a tempo-controlling offlaner that relies on his level 6 to make the movements, it's very important that they have that kind of vision.
Yeah, Yao's gonna
You think? Yeah, I mean, kinetics and the open wounds, he's going to have a hard time, but I figure a TP would come in. I figure some kind of rotation would come through. Yeah. In the end, it's just going to be the Skywrath feeding up top. They connect with the they actually give the tether movement speed boost to Xiao 8 for the magic missile. And yeah, they leave Yao to kind of walk away.
Yeah, they didn't commit there. Otherwise, I think they could have gotten the kill with a glimpse back. No Vendetta to save him. Spike Carapace at level 1, stunning only for 0.6. So yeah, how with the phase boost would have done it easily, and now he gets mana pun, so he will not be able to be aggressive for a while. And FY just gonna come in and let's weave in and out of this lane, poking away, and we have another fight. Oh, now Xiao 8 gonna pay for his transgression, and he will get picked off there. Spotted by the balls, I think, unable to run away. And Super swaps back into the middle lane. I think Ice has gotten enough EXP. Says, alright, time to go to the suicide lane. And he's level 6 now. With the Raw, it should be easy.
Yeah, they were kind of trying to suppress Siler's farm a little bit, but that didn't end up working out. But you have Kinetic Field. FY is in a very awkward spot. Nice double impale! FY is definitely going down as a result of that. Yeah, just setting it up nicely, and that puts him very close to level 6. A very important gank.
Yeah, but like you said, the Observer Ward is going to be pretty big for Vici. They won't be able to see him coming. But the thing is, you don't Vendetta right under the tower unless you're going for a kill in your lane, because it only lasts for 20 seconds.
Yeah, and that's the big thing is right now his mana pool is really weak. So he's going to go back to Fountain, he's going to Vendetta while... Yeah, Siler's fine, TPing away. But he's going to Vendetta while he's in the Fountain in mid-TP. And that's going to make it so that there's no way they can see him coming unless they have an Observer Ward on the tower, which right now they are lacking.
Alright. The Queen of Pain is... because of his off-lane nature, he is now... being very, very punished by this SF. One stray raise could actually kill him if he's not careful.
Does have to watch himself, but I mean, he can also kind of play like off lane in the mid lane and just play it as defensively as possible with the blink. As long as the Nyx is accounted for, he shouldn't be caught out by anything. I mean, like you talked about last game, the range of the Venge is pretty limited, so there's no way that he's not going to be able to blink out.
Ice has got eyes everywhere, man. This guy used to be a Zerg player back in StarCraft, so he's got his overlords everywhere. You're not gonna get anything any ganks going. Xiao 8 got a smoke under the bird, I think. Not careful. I don't know if he can be seen right now. Yeah, he can be seen. The bird has a very long vision range at level 4, so yeah. Ice only going for 1 point EX, relying on his Beastmaster Roar as well as the ball to actually secure kill. So now maybe gonna run it onto Ice. Are we gonna pursue? Nope, we're not. Ball poking away. And MMY. Plonkin away 60 piercing damage each. Pretty significant in the early stage, especially the slow.
Yeah, and I'm actually, for that reason, I'm kind of surprised that Ice doesn't have more denies, because denies are really important against a Shadow Fiend, and I thought that's maybe why he was going for the Call of the Wild, is because the boar, like you said, piercing damage, so it does more to the creeps than hero, significantly more, and that means that you might have been able to kind of focus on denies, keep the Necromastery down, since the Shadow Fiend did go raises at level 1. But in the end...
raise spam is pretty hard to deal with. I mean, once the SF hits 5, it's pretty much uncontested farm for him. Yeah, but I was just noting for like the first 5 minutes, he actually had 0 denies, so it was just kind of one thing. But of course, Ice plays a very different style of Dota than just maximizing dominance in the lane. He's much more about what he does outside of the lane. We're actually going to see gank go right down mid, so no Sentry Ward in play, but an Invis is up on the Queen of Pain. Stun first? Oh, I think they saw him. Did they see him? Did he run into tower range?
He was just barely within the tower radius, yeah.
Right, so he ran into tower range and immediate Invis, so that was a good play for him, and the first Vendetta gank is gonna fail, so that's tempo lost. Now they smoke up, looking to regain that. Fenrir has been cheating a lot of levels here on the top lane, unpunished.
Well,
no support to pull the wave back, so...
Yeah, we'll see if they can kind of punish that a little bit here. This is a really good flank, good Observer Ward from the side, but he's already back, he's already gone.
Hugging the left side, and he will survive, so EXP stolen. Let's look at net worth, 4,007, favoring the Lifestealer for now. He's going for Drum Space, Loot Steal, YYF, Speed Boost, Lifestealer, and SF is on par with him in terms of farm, so right now it can be anyone's game. We are still running forward. Fenrir coming back to actually die. So SF will score that kill. 4 and 6 now. LGD are in the lead.
Yeah, but we're gonna see some good momentum coming in for How in particular. Like looking at comparing the Razor's items with the Lifestealers here, it's Drum and Phase on both of them. Siler pops one of his Drum charges pretty early, but now we're gonna see the Roar come out on Nyx Assassin under the Sentry Ward, and he won't get the Carapace off.
Yeah, they're gonna sap away a Lifestealer's damage. Are we gonna go? No, the steal's 105, but not gonna pursue this. But yeah, great ward placed down. I think Yao should have known that there will be wards here, especially against the Nyx Assassin. Common sentry wards, the mid lane, to prevent any kind of ganks. Especially when against a bounty hunter, you will have sentry wards being plopped down the middle. So makes sense that there would be. I think he just didn't realize that charge in with his team, and Ice had the had the instinct to roll him right away.
And now I think they're going to be looking to steal the Ancient stack on the Dire side when it's at triple. They have this Observer Ward we talked about before, so they know this is getting stacked up, and they'll kind of just let them. They'll go ahead and say, okay, get your triple stack out, and then we can farm it up with our Wild Axes and just general right clicks. But an interesting play here, they pop the Smoke Deceit here on the high ground. The Dire do not see this coming, and Isis has had a regen rune, so if he did join the party, he could still be involved with that extra mana supply. But they're just going to go here, look for Sylar, popping the drum, getting their slows out, and Sylar immediately TPing, and it's the Sonic Wave to make it impossible to make it home.
Well, the Lifestealer doing work, like you said, immune to all the initial stunts, is able to rush up to you with drums and phase boots. You really can't outrun the open wounds startup, and without any blinks on LGD, the open wounds is as good as a stun.
Yeah. And now, and Beastmaster finds the tier 1 tower in mid, so his job's pretty much done. Like, get the Primal Roar, find a kill or two, get the tower down, and continue to contribute to the overall fight. Oh yeah, Burn losing mana.
Okay, no, he's gonna be saved. Gonna be saved for a bit, and there will be a haste rune, so he could look to reinitiate. Very odd Requiem usage there. Now the Glimpse back, punished really heavily here as maybe gets brought every ultimate on him. And well, I guess he got punished enough there, so he's gonna realize his mistakes. He has 35 seconds to reflect about that in the fountain. It was a really odd Requiem.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's trying to accomplish with that. I mean, he did, wait, did I miss something? He did, it says that he did 960 damage.
Ice. Slows here on Yao. Oh, the good silence as well prevents any kind of follow-up, but never mind. MMY still ticks him down with the urn, and looks like the counter coming in. Scream and Fast Bomb as well. Yao getting caught out, and Sylar trying to TP away from this. Will he get out? No, he will not. Glimpse will secure his death anyway, and Yao will scramble away from FY. FY wants blood, and Yao will just TP out. So he'll be the only guy that TPs out, and LGD looking really bad in this game number 2. Looked okay for them in the start, but now things are swinging back into Vici's favor. 4,000 gold.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the combat log just to make sure we didn't miss anything here, and honestly, it's just, I mean, he did some damage with the Requiem, but it didn't put anybody below like 600 HP, so it really was just an odd play, but in the end, maybe...
Requiem to keep them away from him, I think. Maybe make them, try to scare them into running, but he ain't gonna have any of that.
Yeah, I don't know. But now we have him moving around with the mechanism, ready to make a play down bottom. Great 5-man position for him to be in, but they don't have any in the Vengeance aura just yet. Actually going for a 2-3-0 build. This kind of shows they want to go into Roshan a little bit earlier rather than later. But as far as pushing goes, yeah, they're just relying mostly on the wave clear here from maybe. And then, of course, keeping 2 stunners right behind him, ready to fight if Vici take it to him.
Yeah, at this point in the game, I expect Xiao 8 to just skip upgrading the stun anymore after this and just go straight into Vengeance Aura after the max of the maxing wave. But Sylar has gone for drum, so a little bit more mobility. Not sure what he really wants to build into. There is already a mech here on the Shadow Fiend, so BKB is a possibility. We can have your Aghanims, Sanjin Yasha, Skadi to deal with the right clicks, but having more health against a Lifestealer might not be the best choice of action. I think Aghanims would be great since Lifestealer will be up in his face and Sylar will be able to nuke him down.
Yeah, definitely some good potential there. So, I mean, just kind of able to fight in a much greater fashion. We do see Yao glimpse back, but he immediately Vendettas out of that kinetic field, so not really much happening there, but up top, a really easy position for them to fight. Like, yeah, they're just kind of buying time in mid while top is getting absolutely destroyed by all these summons. And if somebody comes, if only one person comes, they're actually just going to die. It's going to be Primal Roar, Mystic Flare, and they're not going to see it coming. But it looks like there's enough heroes here that Fenrir is not confident. They'll back off. And
screamed up. That's a Sonic Wave block here from the next
Roar?
assassin. And
maybe
middle lane. How? Armlet ready, he infest bombs up, Xiao 8 getting screamed down, he swaps horizontally, he will keep himself alive though. Here comes the Sap, Razor's ready to fight, he's got his golden whip ready, and How getting smacked up, and How trying to open wounds, but he armlet toggles, easy peasy. Meanwhile, Shadow Fiend gets himself destroyed there with that raw combo you were talking about. Now Yao in a bad place as the Disruption lands his ultimate onto him, and Scream will pick him off, Super scoring that kill, Plasma Field will come, that's a very short glimpse, but Ice, he's gonna run away now, no ultimates ready, there's the kinetic field. Once again, the movement restriction from FY is huge as they just TP away from this. Magic Missile says no to Beastmaster. It follows him through that TP and he dies in the well. So unfortunate for Ice. 12-8 now is the score, and LGD looking bad in this game number 2. They are really close to elimination at this point. 4,000 goal behind. It's still not over, but their lineup seems to be more of that mid-game centric lineup that isn't doing too well in the mid-game.
Yeah, unfortunately, we just see too much pressure being put up by Vici. Obviously, Hao is looking really good with his armlet build-up, one of the best mid-game items for many strength heroes, but particularly for Lifestealer, who relies on all the stats it provides. Beastmaster building up the Necronomicon, getting stronger and stronger with each recipe, and then Fenrir just going for a null tally build. He's just like, screw it, max that Arcane Bolt out, gets the damage, and it's really packing a punch now. Like, he can do a lot when his treads are in intelligence, but yeah, they got the combo out on Shadow Fiend, took him out with the roar, and I actually burned out all his mana in the process. It's just like, he really, without the BKB, is having a hard time staying involved. And yeah, they can look to kind of go for the split push plays again with the tower being so low up top. But still, they're trying to hold the mid lane, and Hao is going to be the one to get directly involved, it looks like.
Hey, they're going to get this tower, right? Yeah, they will. Alright, so Shadow Fiend gets it. And Medallion gets snapped up here by the... Oh no, with the typical glimpse there. And they're, well, getting complacent with their tower kill. And now the destruction solds up the entire team. Huge plays from FY as usual. And Yao, he'll spike out that Arcane Bolt. And Racken will come, but a dodge here from the Infest. It will keep them alive. Yao gets shattered there by the concussive shot. Maybe stands his ground. The last stand for him. He will get burst healed out by MMY. But a huge jump in from Super gets himself killed. Fenrir with the double kill now. Xiao A gonna get brought down. The Thunder Strike from FY. The supports lifting really heavily here, and Vici, they will just salvage this fight, and Sylar gonna run away in a regeneration rune hacks at its best. Fenrir gonna turn his back now onto Sylar. Oh, the glimpse once again brought back in there. Disruptor doing a lot of work.
That's a dieback for him. That is just straight dieback. The relocate save was attempted by the Wisp, was just a second too late. That cast delay cost the Razor his life the first time, and he buys back and TP's back in mid for the round 2. And while that seemed to be okay for him up until that point, with the glimpse just being such a key spell for these pickoffs and these chasing maneuvers, he dies a second time, and now suddenly he's down 5th place on net worth. He's below the Beastmaster by a 1,200 net worth margin.
Okay, Monobun is he gonna get a kill?
I certainly hope so. Oh man, he survives! The magic wand, the urn. Oh jeez, that is just salt in the wound.
Yeah, triple null tallies and strength treads, easy. Meanwhile, Beastmaster, roar maybe? No, not gonna go for cheeky plays here.
That would be the troll play. It wouldn't even really mess with the Shadow Fiend that much, but it'd be really annoying.
Just be cheeky, use your ultimate to be cheeky. But yeah, they're really far ahead, and Hao going for Desolator. Looks like a Desolator to me. It could be Maelstrom, but he has got a hammer number 1, and I like to see the new Desolator. Well, it's a weaker Desolator, but it's a cheaper Desolator as well. So maybe pick it up for that efficient place.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they know that the Razor's going to be forced into BKB, the Shadow Fiend as well, so physical damage is what they should emphasize. They have pure damage from the Queen of Pain, physical from the Beastmaster and the Lifestealer, and I think the Desolator just makes it so easy to bring targets down. So they're already countering BKBs aplenty. They've got Orchid, they've got... Or they're countering non-BKB heroes aplenty with the Static Storm, the Orchid, and the Skywrath Mage. But if they add on a ability to just disable...
Getting caught out. Yao throws out the Impale. Hao, chasing him down, silences up the Echo. There's an Orchid Malevolence here. Gonna shut down this Nyx Assassin. The Racket also gets wrapped up, and now the Queen of Pain for the second time this game hops in to die. And now the Beastmaster initiation is all for naught. He yells down on that Vengeful Spirit, who actually survived that. No buyback status being removed, and now Sylar getting pulled back. He could get caught out. Is he gonna get caught out? Concussive shot from Fenrir slows him down a little bit. But yeah, they have to really be careful about this, where they just retreat as a team and they realize that one of their guys are missing 5 seconds later. So they have to be careful about this Vici Disruptor. FY has been on point with this pickoff, and it's cost the LGD a couple of fights now. So luckily for them, that fight was good. And Super threw his life away for the second time, so...
Yeah, he almost got like 3 kills out of it. Like, there were 2 heroes that were within 1 or 2 hits from death, and then there was one that was about a 3rd HP. So it was really close for him to be able to be a little bit more involved, but just not enough damage, not enough follow through, and he does end up committing a little bit too hard. Maybe FY was looking for kinetic static in the pit, didn't find it, but yeah, that was just he really couldn't get into that position with how well LGD held formation. So good response there, good Roche, and it's put him back in the game a little bit, but still the lifesteal is a very real threat. He's gonna have that Desolator very soon, and if he starts invest bombing in the Queen of Pain once that Desolator is complete, there's nothing that can stop him.
Yeah, Vici, they do have a lot of firepower on their side, but LGD, they could offset a lot of this with a Lotus Orb. You know, we saw in game number 1, it could be even bigger in game 2. There's a lot of single target, glimpse, you could glimpse the light, you could glimpse, block,
yeah, stunning out of invis, perfect combo. Nice. Oh yeah, you can see if there was any other play, that would be a rage TP from the lifestealer. Actually, he doesn't have TP, but he would have raged, ran away with everything active, and tried to get out.
Into a creep,
Yeah, he could have done so many different things, but the bottom line is they instead of going for the Vendetta right click, he goes for the Impale out of Vendetta, so that you don't have to worry about the magic missile being dodged, you don't have to worry about the cast animation of the Impale being too long, just stun out of Invis, make it happen.
Okay, he throws his life back, so 1 for 1. Maybe. He does have BKB as well as the Aegis. Do they want to fight this though is the question. Here comes the Mystic Flare. No, he pops that BKB. I'm not sure about the BKB. He has an Aegis. I think he doesn't want to spend it yet. The IO does relocate for nothing. There's a Sonic Wave, destroys the bench. And they will not have Sonic Wave now. So maybe he'll hold on to his Aegis. It's like too early to lose that. I'm going to keep it alive for now. And he will pick up the Bounty Rune. And we'll skittle up top. So no Aegis was lost. And well, they lose Avenge in the Nyx.
Yeah. Overall, LGD are a lot better off than they were like 5 minutes ago, but even still, they have a lot of ground to make up.
Except for net worth, though.
Sorry?
He's the top on net worth for SF.
Yeah, the Shadow Fiend in particular, but I mean, consider the Razor, who's got safe lane. This is Sylar Razor, and he is like barely, he's 1,500 gold above the supports from the enemy team. And we're going to find another pickoff here, just Wisp all by himself, caught out, burst down, and Orchid and Sonic Wave are pretty good as far as bringing down a hero that doesn't have a BKB.
Yeah, well, although you do have to spend your Sonic Wave on that. But now Vici, not gonna... I think their plan here is maybe not push. Well, if Ice had his book up, I think he would have won the roll. Do you think the game here is to push or hold back and get some more items? Maybe even consider BKB on your Queen of Pain, maybe your Lifestealer. I don't think Lifestealer needs it this game. But Queen of Pain, definitely.
No, this game, I mean, like, there will be some people who are like, oh, BKB on Lifestealer, that's just silly. But no, there are certainly games where it's a really good 4th or 5th item. But in this game, I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah,
but Queen of Pain needs something to tank herself up, so I can see the BKB working out pretty well there. Aghanim Scepter would be probably fine, too. Tier 2 is actually gone. Denied by the Lifesteal last right-click. Good hit from him, but even still... gonna look for a big flank. Jal, Ice, if you can find an opening, that'd be huge. Yahweh taking a lot of damage first and foremost, and there's the Infest Bomb. Here we go.
Really painful. Nearly losing the Skyruff mage there, so Venge and Skyruff escaping with their lives. The Beastmaster Zoo has been deployed. Annoying.
Oh, they relocate as a kind of a blink play to get closer to the Beastmaster, pick him off quickly, and with that, I mean, that's gonna be just a good, clean kill, and they still have that Aegis to work with, so they feel pretty confident here.
Yeah, Ice is very out of position there. I think he was trying to look for a flank.
Yeah, they were trying to open with the Beastmaster on the side and then just go in with the Infest Bomb, but I think the Skywrath had lost too much HP that they didn't feel confident in the fight, and Wave of Terror actually scouted out the Beastmaster on the side, so really good map sense coming in from Zhao.
Oh, here we go, Glimpse. Sylar doesn't have BKB, and that's a good swap. That's why they always go for the bench, because of that swap. And now how? He's gonna run away there. His armlet toggle working. Oh, once again, his rage is coming off cooldown. Waiting for that before he goes in. The Red Girl Souls rounds it up. A lot of minus attack here on the enemy squad, and now Vici loses 2 in this early fight. Skyruff and Beastmaster down for the count. Again, a Glimpse, getting MMY. Freebies all around. Mechanism keeps him alive. Glimmer Cape still alive here. How? Still glimmered up. Razor saps his damage away. He now has 84 less damage transferred over to Sylar. Sylar really needs BKB, I think, to stand in the fights. He keeps getting glimpsed back into a silence and forcing Venge to actually having to swap him out. It's pretty annoying, I think, for him right now.
Yeah, pretty difficult position to fight into, but I mean, they have limited options right now other than to just kind of settle down and farm when they get the opportunity. He actually goes for Manta style here on the Shadow Fiend, so kind of moving into the next stage where he's on. Yeah, you can break the roar mid cast if you just use it at the right time. You can break out of open wounds. You can break out of Orca. There are just so many different ways to make use of this item. But I was expecting something a little bit more offensive, but I think this actually works perfectly fine for. See, I expected kind of a Scotty, so you can control the lifesteal a little bit better. But all the same, I think this item could work out pretty well for maybe.
Right now, Razor will control the lifestealer for him. I think with the damage sap, you have enough to deal with the lifestealer for now, until he gets a couple of more items where it becomes difficult to drain all the damage away.
Yeah, but of course the Razor has to be able to stand in the fights, and honestly I think that Hao can easily out DPS him. Like, he has the BKB now, but I still think the Desolator right clicks the pure damage from Queen of Pain, maybe a Roar, like, and it's enough to lock him down, and it's going to force at least a defensive relocate, but then you're in a weird position, because if you get roared without BKBing, then you're just gonna take a ton of damage, but if you do pop the BKB, then you can't be relocated out by MMY. So it's just a tough position. You have to coordinate very closely with your supports.
Right away, doesn't, right? You have to...
No, it's if you have the tether on, you're fine, but you can't cast tether onto them the way that MMY has been trying to do his relocates.
Well, we'll have to see. I think ultimately they have to survive the initial glimpse. Oh, maybe looking for that Raphael. He does get a huge amount. How? Instant rage here. He will remove it. The roll will come onto maybe. They swap him up to safety. And who's there in the middle of the fight? The Zoo. The Zoo get brought down along with that Wandering Creep Wave. And, well, nothing else has been traded except for a bunch of gold and a wasted ultimate slash BKB. So LGD, I think they come out behind. After that, there was a roll trading for BKB.
Yeah, that's the first BKB charge, so, I mean, Sonic Wave will cool down. That's a renewable resource. That's just time-based, but we're going to be seeing LGD really relying on these BKBs heavily, and down to 6 seconds on Maybe, down to 9 seconds on Sylar. They have to make these next couple
for this tier 2, so maybe a freebie for LGD here, so... Can try and recoup some of that unless the deny comes out. Nope, never mind. Are we going in?
That's why, though, he wants to glimpse somebody. He is looking for an opening. He gets it on Sylar. Relocate? Oh!
Nice. Okay. Perfect. Like you said, that Wisp relocate, so saving that BKB, not having to use it defensively like that. Oh, what? That animation. Oh, could have sworn it hit him. Nice, with his fast.
Oh, glimpse back! Oh, the second glimpse!
Oh man, FY is such a player.
Man, that cooldown, just perfect for that situation, where you started off, you get the glimpse back, and that's... Okay, so it's an 18-second cooldown. You start the fight with the glimpse, you pull him back, 2 seconds later, he's home with the fountain. 12 seconds later, he is sent back to the battlefield, and then 4 seconds later, his feet are set. You can't glimpse him back because, obviously, glimpse only goes back 4 seconds. So you are looking at, like, a half of a second timing window where the glimpse can actually do that, and he sends Razor completely out of the fight. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things as far as how the fights play out, but...
Cool.
It's a very cool thing and a very narrow timing window for
F1's pretty cool, man. Have you seen the guy? Man, he's a cool guy. And well, it's no surprise he has a lot of fans. When you see those Chinese streams, he's always mobbed by those fans asking for signatures, and for good reason. FY arguably, I think, rated by a lot of even the Western players as the best support in Dota right now. Is it too much of a stretch to say that?
I would say mechanically he is the best support. He doesn't actually do much as far as to leading his team. He's one of the few supports that don't have almost any involvement at all in their team play and their shot calling. But when it comes down to just mechanical skill and knowing what to do in the right situation, this guy is pretty much can take on anybody.
He's your hired help. He stays there, he doesn't lead you, he just goes where you point him, and he does it well. Oh, Vici. Starting to look kind of close again. I mean, what looked like a crazy game, but has now gone beyond the summit. The 7,000 net worth completely evaporate here for Vici into 0 for LGD. So they're pulling it back. Sylar going for Aghanim Scepter. I think this is going to be huge. The Aghanim Scepter for Sylar will be great if they can kite the Lifestealer for even a few seconds. And unfortunately for LGD, they don't have that Abyssal Blade carrier. Otherwise, they could really look to shut down the Lifestealer. But a Skadi would do about just the same if maybe he can farm it up.
Yeah. There's a lot of people shot calling in the chats, and I'm just going to tell you, drafting captain is not the same thing as in-game captain, and Super is actually the guy that talks the most when it comes down to just trying to make the big plays and trying to go for the earlier fights. And yeah, it's just you watch camera movement and replays. If you check out the Summit VODs, you get to see how they interact in the team rooms. It's a very different dynamic than what you'd expect.
Yeah, you're the observer. You probably saw a lot of these at the Summit. It's true, I don't know how much FY does. Oh, they go for an illusion, alright, they overreact from an illusion. But now there's gonna be a push coming in on their base. There is no glyph, so they will take quite a chunk out of this tower. No, not gonna feed Necro units over. Okay, oh, swapping illusion. Round 2! Fenrir, a very popular illusion.
Exactly. Gotta pick him up. Gotta kill. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the long lost lovers type thing, you know. Get the Skywrath and Venge together again.
They always happen to be on a different team. It's like the story is canon all the time. But FY, yeah, like we were talking about it. Yeah, he might be the in-game captain, but not every captain is like Puppy and
oh, actually, that's not even accurate anymore with S4. The way he does things, he's probably one of the best comparisons to Vici Gaming as far as like a secret to Vici's team dynamic is probably pretty close.
Well, I don't know FY that intimately, so I can't really comment on this, but it's true. Yeah, some supports are just some players are very focused on their roles, and they do it very well. So they're left to their own devices, and they just give results. And Xiao 8, this guy, he's the director. You know, he's the one giving the shots.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, for whether he's offlaning, whether he's supporting Xiao 8, he is always the lead in the charge.
Opens up that director's chair, hides in the jungle somewhere as a witch doctor, a vengeful spirit, and like, all right, you there, angle more like that, and blah blah blah, and works out. It's working out right now because somehow they're pushing to base. Somehow.
Yeah, I mean, right now the net worth is evened out. Vici Gaming's advantage has been levied a little bit. Obviously, Lifestealer is still probably the prime carry if he can stay on his target, but LGD have really brought this one back nicely. They've executed well in fights, they've controlled the Roche Pit, done well on the map. And if you look at Vici Gaming's wards, they're all on the pure offensive. So unless Vici Gaming is smoke playing, they don't actually have like a map advantage right now. When it comes down to it, LGD grouping up here, all they have to worry about is the Disruptor. The Disruptor, static field kinetic, can still destroy everything, and they have to be very wary about how they approach this engagement.
Yeah, they have an Aegis. Will it time out mid-fight now? You know, so many years of casting and I still can't tell the Roche timer properly at a first glance. But I will hazard a guess and say there's about a minute left. Ish. Necro units making so much space you can't even imagine. But it actually balls up the creep wave for a nuking, so it's pretty good from Ice. The Necronomicons, not sure how much fight contribution they will give in this stage of the game. He picks up a Blink Dagger, Assault Cuirass has been purchased as well, good kinetic field, will stall the creep wave for a bit, but it's close enough for the SF to pound away at the tower. And he's just not caring. The Aegis is supposed to time out though, he has to be very careful. I think they're waiting for it before jumping in, but will they be in time? It's a free Rex! Guys...
Yeah, they're not responding. They're not sure who to focus right now. We're seeing them go. They get the roar out, but there's got relocate. There's Aegis. He can just weather the storm, take the damage, take the hits, come back with full HP, and this is where the real fight begins.
And yeah, BKB not even used. It's like, okay, shrugs it off, and now pounding away the range racks. And ultimate roar is down, the Mystic Flare is down. Your burst damage, a lot of that has been used up, and that's a free Rex. Direct to 8, looking for game 3, man.
There it is. Okay, they're... Yeah, Xiao gonna lose a lot here. The Spike Carapace can only do so much. They do swap him out with... Oh, he still dies to the last auto attack. It doesn't just joint, so he does go down. And now they can go for another Glimpse. They've stayed so long that Glimpse is gonna come into play again here. And they can just choose their target. Who do they want? Xiao 8's already dead. But they'll get Siler back. He'll BKB.
Yeah, he says no. But now we're gonna have a 1-on-1 fight here. 2v1 Hao losing all his damage to Shadow Fiend. Okay, he hides in Fenrir. Escapes from his problems. The Requiem of Souls gonna catch FY, and Sylar will finish him off with that bonus 84 damage courtesy of Hao. And this is where the Lifestealer pick is starting to actually not pay off because of how he needs to be in the thick of things. And yes, you could argue the Razor can't get close to him with good kiting, but Lifestealer needs to do his job. He needs to go up close, and that's where the Razor really punishes that kind of play style. And yeah, great Razor pick here is a perfect response, showing the power of last pick sometimes.
Yeah, but as the BKBs wear down, you're going to see the strength of abilities like Open Wounds and Kinetic Field be a little bit more, and he'll have an easier time sticking to his targets. He doesn't have to worry about his rage wearing down. He's still going to be as impactful as ever, and LGD, they do lose potency a little bit. But that being said, they just made a hell of a fight happen. They took down the Brax. They fought okay in their retreat, not perfect, but Vici Gaming's strength lies in their chase potential. The fact that they can go for quick pickoffs, they have the glimpse, they have the super blinking in, they can pursue targets so well, have a good range of initiation, and can find great opportunities. But as we saw on the high ground there, LGD's still one of the more confident ones when it comes down to the full 5-on-5, when nobody's jumping in and out of the fight.
Yeah, and all these good fights have actually gotten a lot of key items here for LGD. They were very far behind in terms of net worth and everything, but with the racks taken, we have a spare 1006 on the Nyx Assassin. Previously 0-6 and 6 on his kill score with only a Bracer and Arcanes. Now he has Blink as well as 1600 gold. It's a really big jump for him, and I'm excited to see what he would do next. Do we see the Aghanims? It will be fun, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, Force Staff seems better just against the Lifestealer kiting. Obviously, you see possibly a Hex coming in from the Queen of Pain soon. You know the Roar's in play. Force Staff seems like the best answer, but...
Lotus?
Yeah, I think Lotus was really good against the Refresher Beastmaster. Maybe we'll see it later, but like at the 45-minute mark, you don't really need a Lotus Orb here, I don't think.
Alright. Yao. Nyx Assassin, not his day. It's been a very tough game. Sentries everywhere, Necro units, Gem. Yeah, more visible than a large tree in the middle of the road. But Beastmaster, that Blink Dagger now, will be able to... He picked up at the end of the last fight, but wasn't able to really use it. And do we see the Venge coming to play once again? Because that long range swap to the head, then swap into stun. Oh,
nice PK.
No pre-stun there from Yao.
Now Beastmaster can go in here, Blink Dagger ready, who's he gonna roar? It's gonna be maybe! Locking him down, the relocate can't happen yet! Oh man!
No, wait! He relocates wrongly! Did he relocate wrongly? Yeah, he relocates wrongly! But how? Getting pounded to the ground there with the stun! And like I said, running to the thick of things, not always the best choice of action. FY glimmers a while, but is he gonna stay out of this? Fenrir going down to Silas Razor. Once again, stolen damage coming to effect here, and they might lose more than just racks here. They might just lose this game number 2. Vici Gaming, they have their buybacks, they have to buy back now. They gotta buy back on everything. There is no buyback on Fenrir's Skyrock, so they'll play this one 4v5. And Xiao 8 has swap ready again. He could swap in. There's a silence on him. Prevent any kind of shenanigans. Oh, nice in here from Yao on his Nyx Assassin. That's the Yao I'll remember. And the GG immediately comes out as the Queen of Pain falls for the second time. Boom. And a Record of Souls just for the hell of it. Yeah. GG comes out and LGD evens it up 1-1. They really want to go into the grand finals, not through the lower bracket, but through the upper bracket. And well, LGD, they've fought so hard. They've pretty much dreaded their countrymen to get to this point, and they don't intend to stop here.
Yeah. So this kind of shows a little bit more about how Wisp can be super effective without having a specific symbiotic carry to go with. It doesn't have to have a Tiny or other classic carry for it to work, as long as you know how to play it. And MMY is one of the best Wisp players in the East, but just getting that tether off and getting the overcharge mitigation for Shadow Fiend allows him to stay in the fight. He uses his mechanism, gets 625 HP instead of 250 from it, and then you're able to brawl a lot more actively. So overall, the sustainability and survivability brought by the Wisp tether and overcharge outweighs everything else, and of course the positioning reset tools with the Nether swap, with the relocate.
I didn't see it.
It was literally right under his feet. It didn't really do much, but honestly, just getting the tether off gave him that 625 heal from the mechanism, and that's how he survived.